Democrats on Capitol Hill continue efforts to remove President Donald Trump for office before January 20th. First, with a vote today to push Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment, and then possibly on Wednesday to vote to impeach.
So the big question, could it happen? Well, we are consulting with legal expert Aaron Saiger. He is a law professor at Fordham University. Good morning to you, Mr. Saiger. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm happy to be with you.
So let's get to it. House Democrats pushing for measures for the vice president to invoke the 25th Amendment. The first question, really, can they legally do that?
Yes. The 25th Amendment allows the vice president, in conjunction with the cabinet, to remove the president for inability to perform his duties on a temporary basis. And that's what it says. And so if the vice president and cabinet choose to do that, they can do it. The Congress can suggest to the vice president anything that it would like to suggest to the vice president.
Now, should this actually go to the Supreme Court?
I don't see how it could go to the Supreme Court. This is a clear prerogative of the vice presidency in conjunction with the cabinet, and unless there was some kind of procedural irregularity, there's really no case there.
So some members of Congress are behind impeachment, right? So there's the 25th Amendment. If they don't move forward with that, then there's the impeachment angle, charging the president also with inciting the riot at the Capitol. There's only a few days left before January 20th, right? If it doesn't get done before President-elect Biden is sworn in, President Trump becomes a private citizen. Can you move forward with impeachment?
So the removal under the 25th Amendment would only be relevant while the president is still inside of his term. And once his term was over, there would be nothing left to do. Impeachment is a harder question. The Constitution says that the president can be removed from office on impeachment, and that leaves it open whether a president who's already left office can be impeached. There's another clause in the Constitution that says that the consequences of impeachment are limited to removal from office and disqualification to enjoy any future office. Obviously, you can't remove a private person from office because they're not in office. The question is whether the existence of the penalty of not being able to hold future office, which could apply to a private citizen, can be imposed in that way. Since it's never been done before, we don't really know whether it can be done again. One feels certain that if President Trump were to be convicted in the Senate and the Senate were to sanction him by a refusal to allow him to seek future office, and he wanted to seek future office, he would try to challenge the validity of that sanction.
Understood.
And that actually could go to the courts.
Right. Now, Aaron, based off of your legal knowledge here, does what the president did pacify incitement, the definition of incitement, because that essentially is what this impeachment hinges on?
Impeachment hinges on the question of incitement, and I think there's a very strong case that what the president did meets the legal definition of incitement. I also want to emphasize, though, that the Congress is not limited to impeachment based on the language of the United States Code setting out federal crimes. If the Congress believes that a president is impeachable, even if his conduct did not rise to violating a particular statute, the Congress has the power to impeach the president on that basis as well. So it's not clear that even if the president's conduct did not meet the legal definition of incitement, it's clear to me that Congress could still move forward with impeachment proceedings and a trial.
So uncharted territory when it comes to President Trump impeachment, 25th Amendment, right? But Rudy Giuliani saying things like trial by combat. Now there is a push to have him disbarred from the New York State Bar Association. Is there enough of a case for Rudy Giuliani?
From what I know, it seems like people are disbarred for much less.
So you could see him move. That you could see them moving forward with a disbarment here.
I can see them moving forward on that basis. Yes.
What would need to be proven? Just the language?
I have not seen the full transcript of what Mayor Giuliani said on that occasion, and so I don't think I can absolutely say what would be necessary. But certainly, a direct incitement to riot that violates the code is grounds for disbarment.
When someone's disbarred, are they disbarred just in New York, or are they disbarred around the entire country?
Most lawyers are only members of the bar in the state in which they practice, and so they would be disbarred in that jurisdiction. It would be difficult for them to get a license in another jurisdiction.
Understood.
Afterwards.
Aaron Saiger, appreciate your time and your expertise this morning.
It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
All right.
A lot to talk about and clarify as we look at the legal ramifications here for really President Trump as well as his team.
For sure.
For sure.